Right, hello everybody, it's a Junk in the Trunk hashtag 9, and I thought we would revisit one of the first journals I made, so because I want to finish it. So, you know, we've made a lot of journals, and I feel that I need to go back now and go through them and start to decorate them and finish them off, because it's, you know, they're just sort of sitting there really, and they are lovely, and I want to finish them so I can put them away or put them on display in my studio. And got things collapsing, and so I thought I'd do a bit to these with using all stuff from Junk in the Trunk. I've got this tray here. This was all stuff that was put in the bottom of the trunk. So all bits and pieces, some die cuts and some of these. It's all stuff that's just lying around really, the end of projects. And I've also, you know, I did tea stain a lot of these envelopes and different things. So I might do there's a tea bag there. Oh, that's handy. Oh, none. Those tea bag there. So I'll have to do something with the tea bag, won't we? And some doilies. I mean, literally, I can't remember. I've done them ages ago. So some really grungy dictionary paper shoved in there. So I don't really know what's there. That's something else. It's a note to myself to remember something. Yeah, this is this isn't really in the trunk, but it could be. Okay, but these are brilliant. These are off Carol Tinson, and she has her pop-up shop, and I love them. But that happened to, I put one in there just to do something with, but they sort of lend themselves to a journal page or, you know, something like that, because they're quite strong. And they're really nice colour too. So anyway, I've put one of them in because I thought, but they wouldn't go in this size journal anyway. But that's the sort of stuff that I've tea stained. I got another lot, but I've just literally got a handful of it. And that was one of the first journals we made. So, which I'll link that one below in case you haven't seen it, where we made that out of a bit of cardboard. And I just think it would be nice to decorate some pages. So, so we'll decorate the inside of this page a bit. And I'll show you what I do. And also swap all the paper clips to the rusty ones, which I've done loads, didn't I, in the video, so that's great. So I'm going to start off with showing you what I do here to grunge this up a bit. So yes, good old gesso, and anyway, it's coffee stained, and we'll start off putting a bit of gesso on. I think I'll put it on with a credit card first. And it's literally, you know, I don't worry too much about it at all, where it goes, just creating a bit of texture. I mean, yeah, it's quite good if you do all this before, but because we've put the journal together, we can get around that, no problem at all. And while that bit's there, I shall brighten this up, okay, with a bit of that there too. Just make sure there's no straight lines. Always scary at this age, but gesso, if you've worked with it now, you'll notice it doesn't look quite so white in about 10 minutes. Right, so that's that. Just clear that off a minute. I'll get the dryer and dry that off. And we're gonna do some stamping, a little bit of stenciling. I might drop a little bit of ink on that to match this page here. So we sort of create something, you know, from a very plain page, which might help some of you. Okay, that's nice and dry. So I've just taken out a few things out of here because it was a little bit lumpy. So, oh, there's another one. I'll take that out. just in case. And I thought I'd make this one, you know, a little bit longer. We shall decorate the whole book. So that one's not too bad, but so instead of just being sort of half an hour to an hour, I will finish it. So you can see what I do in this situation where it's half done and half not, really. Yeah, right, so that's the page. So I'm going to use Toffee Crunch for quite a subtle effect first with my stamping. And what have I chosen? Oh, I've got that stencil, which is a Folk Art one by Plaid. Okay, I've had that a while. And some random stamping. And I like these that I do out of Funky Foam. Okay. And I like this one as well. It's one I used in my giveaway. So I might use that one and maybe a bit of that one. I'll go from there, and I've got me little postal things I quite like as well, because it's got numbers on. So that's a little tiny one if we need to fill in anywhere. So that's what I've chosen to go through the book. May add a little few more. I might actually watercolour. I've got a nice stamp of a bunny rabbit, and I might watercolour that because it lends itself to a little bit of watercolouring. There it is. It's by Hobby Limited, or Hobby Art. Yeah, Hobby Art Limited. I bought them, I think, at the show last year. So that's quite nice. Another rabbit there. Have a go at watercolouring him, I think. It's a him, yeah. That's a girl, that's a boy. I think. I don't think it matters now though, does it? Right, so I'm just going to do a bit of that, but I want it quite sort of, you know, random. So I'll do that first, but I'll do that with tea stain because I don't want anything too dark. Because as you know, I don't actually journal. So I tend to, you know, like use quotes and things to say what I need to say. So, oh, my handwriting's so bad. I know I could print it out, and I love the way it goes over the gesso. Yeah, so that's going to go like that. So that's going to look quite nice. So, and then I'll go from there to over here, and I'll just put that flower down there, I think. Just like that. It's sort of quite fading out on that one. Right, let's do a bit of stamping then. First of all, I'm going to do this one here. It's one of the foam ones that I've done myself. Might be a bit light with this one, but have a look. And it picks up lovely on the gesso areas, you see. So I'm coming down there. I mean, if I was doing this for sale, it wouldn't be as dark as this, but this is because I don't actually journal, and this is for me. So I'm literally finishing it off. So I'm going to go and do a bit there, like that. Okay. And then continue through to this page. Random. Okay, like that. And then the only thing that you see here is down here. So see where they got that little gap? I'm going to fill in there with some of this. Into numbers at the moment. Like that. Yep, I think actually that is enough. We don't need that one. Yeah, and I'm going to then add a bit of colour to match in with that. Yeah, just a little bit. This might be a bit green. Because this was done with this, you know, like the bleed out effect. So what we got? Shabby Shutters. So I'll go with that one. I love that one. It's not going to be anywhere near that though. I still love it though. Right, okay. What I want to do, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to just put a bit here. I'm not going to wet the whole book or anything. And I'm going to pick it up. I might even do it with a wet wipe. Let's have a look, see if we can do something. I just want it sort of blended in like that a little bit. And it's not going to do it too much with like that. And then up here as well, you can see that. It's very lightly, almost so it's picking up on that gesso, you see. Like that. And I think I have a little bit of blue to try and bring that back in. It's got to get the right blue though. Let's go and have a look, see what we got. Mermaid Lagoon. I'll try that. Let's have a look. I know it's quite a strong colour, this one, so with a wet wipe it might be fine. We shall see. If not, we just dull it down with a bit of tea stain over the top. Yeah, better check, I suppose. Yeah, no, I think that's all right. Time we put tea stain over the top as well, and I'm going to put it over the green, so it should go similar to this colour here. Okay. A little bit up here. There. When if it's writing in this, it wouldn't look like this, okay? That's lovely. Right, I shall pick some up. And that, leave that to dry. Do something with that in a minute. Okay, I'm going to dry this. Okay, we'll take that tag out and let's get a bit of tea. Yeah, so I think that colour works quite well. Goes about, it's near enough the same. I don't know what we got on here, so definitely, you know, I'm going to put something on this page, like a cluster or something, because I'm not writing in it. Put something over that blue. Dull it down, make it look like the other page. Like that. And then a bit over on this one. I've got the sun coming in now, but can't do anything about it, I'm afraid. I don't like to think that I'm blocking out the sun when I get it. We do need our vitamin D, but I don't think that would be bouncing off enough to give me any, but I live in hope. It's like doing a sort of, I don't know, a bit of work of art really, rather than, you know, it's still gonna look quite pleasing to look at. But here I'm gonna definitely do something here, so I usually put a bit of acetate underneath like that, and then I'll stain this up as well. All right, just around the edges so it blends in nicely. Yeah, I should take my top off. It was a bit cold in here, so I left it on. Right. So that's my scruffy one. It's the one that's usually covered in paint. And I leave it in my studio and just bung it on when I get cold. Okay, and I think some words, you know, will definitely say something there to me. And I do, oh, that goes in there, doesn't it? Sort of finish that one, so that's okay. Put that in there. I could do with another one here. And I need, you know, like a little cluster or something going on here, but I don't want to cover up all this because I think it's lovely. So we need to make something for there. Well, I've got loads made, but they're quite dimensional. Yeah, use that, I think. Again, it's all out my bit box. A bit of a tea bag. Just getting the cut lines off there, look. Wish this was dry now. No, it's not going to go. That's a bit thick. I've got a bit of fabric there. Actually, it looks good, quite good with that. So I use that in my giveaway journal too. Yeah. Do you want butterfly? 2, 3, so that's 4. Need one, a sort of another element really. Oh, I know. I have muslin. Okay, I'm still going to do a bit of stamping now. So I'm thinking, okay, that's going to go. I'm just going to move that out of the way because it's distracting my eye because it's, right. So I'm going to put that sort of here. Okay, so I'm going to need a little bit of stamping sort of coming up here and down here a little bit. All right, so I'm just going to pencil mark this in. Just a little bit, so I know I need to come out of here. Okay. There, and down here. So I can rub that out. Maybe a little bit at the side. Right there. Again, I don't want it to detract away from what's happening here because I really love that. So I'm using Toffee Crunch again because it's a nice subtle colour, plus it will then blend in with that. So put some up there. Oops. And then we go in here. I don't want that number there. like so. Yeah. Rubber. Oh, I must get my Canon scan and cut cutting these sort of things out, really. I don't know, too lazy to get it out. The trouble is I've got 3 sewing machines over there, and that means I've got to put one of them out of the way to get scan and cut out. So I did have loads of papers and, well, you know, printables that you could just cut out, butterflies and things like that. So I must do it, really. Just bringing that up a bit. That's not too thick there. I'll just take that off. Need some words on as well. If you struggle with placement of any little piece or any gems or anything, well, literally the gems might be hard to get hold of, but I do gems with my craft knife. But like this, and this gives you, you can hover where you think it should go, and you think, oh well, it looks all right, you know, and you're not sort of, I actually want it there. Like that, and then you can place it, and you've got maneuverability. Don't ask me why it needed to go there, but I just felt it looked right. So yeah, there. And if it's sort of not supposed to go there, convince yourself it's supposed to go there. Unless you really dislike it, then take it out. Okay, can't really put much glue under here, but I'm going to have to put a tiny bit and hope for the best, because I've got a bit of glue there, but that's dried okay. So just a tiny bit, just to anchor that down. I thought, well, if it does show up through, then we can put something there. Put something else there. Okay, that's good. And then we've got that there. It's quite grungy, and I quite like it. And I think it would be nice, most probably, something, you know, a little quote in the middle here. Okay, if you're not art journaling, but you like your little quotes, or you like little memories, because sometimes, you know, I usually find quotes of what's happening to me at that moment in time, and then I'll sort of tell my story through that, rather than actually writing, you know. So it's in code. Right, and also it could do with a few words and something here as well. That page seems to be all right. And there's a little tuck spot there, but that's fine, and there. But that looks okay, so but I just feel it's a little bit blank here. That's all right, and then we could journal on the back of that. That's It's one of Tim Holtz tags that I've been lying around forever. Don't know why, because I love them, but I tend to hoard his stuff and not use it because I really love it, and it's sort of, you know, it's very expensive in this country, so I just want to look at it now and again rather than use it. Right, okay, need something here, and I need a little quote or something there, so I'm going to find something that's on clear. Oh, I like that. There we go. Seasons of Mist and Mellow Fruitfulness. I quite like that. I think I'm going to use that. There we go. Do we need some? We do need some little gems there, don't we? Let's have a look. These ones are nice. Okay, right, let's find something for here. I hope that's going to dry all right. Oh, put our tag back in anyway. And do another one as well. We need one, we need two like that, don't we? Right, some of my words that I had in some of my quotes. Okay, that, you know, that I've been using. I quite like this, so I put that on that bit of paper that I ripped in half. From there, that you just saw me mop up with, and I think that is going to be my words there, and I quite like that. I'll stick that down now. I'm going to line it up to the top of that line there. Okay, just come over a little bit. Oop, gone under there. There you go. Yeah, so, I mean, if you haven't got a computer where you can print things out and things like that, just look in magazines and cut nice little sayings out in magazines and books and things, you know. Just sort of, but if you do read magazines, there's usually something in there so that you can pick out some words and make your own up. I just do not like, and if you've got nice writing, brilliant, then right away. Okay, right, and now I've done that, I'm just gonna sort of stamp around it a little bit with some words, and I use the ones that I don't back, so I can literally go in and just sort of blend that in a bit. Again, not too dark a pad, just in case it goes wrong. I think it's, yeah, that way. So I'm just gonna sort of go not really over it, just a bit, and we can make it look like it's sort of blended into the page then. Because it's lighter, it's not going to detract away from what is being said. I think I'll a bit of a straight line there. Okay, and if this goes wrong when you do this, just go and get your gesso out. I'm just going to carry on around here and just block some of it out. You know, that's all you could, that's what you can do. It's not failed. You just push it to the background by putting gesso on it. But that's what I felt as though I needed to do there. It was a little bit odd because if you were a writer, you could have wrote a nice little passage there about something that's going on, but because I don't do that, I thought, oh, what do I put there? It's a bit sort of, because I'd stuck that there, it felt as though, oh, I've got to write here, you know, so, and it didn't lend itself to putting anything else there. So nice little, perhaps a pocket with a tag in would have been okay, but that is fine. That's there, that's all done. So we've got Timeless there. I don't think we need anything else in there. No, I'm going to leave that, I think. So we've got that there, because maybe some words on the top of that would look nice. Something, one word. All we need is one word. Let's have a look. Where are your words? There we go. We'll get some of Tim Holtz. Oh, I must, I think Yvonne's got a freebie on the chat group. Some words that might come in handy. Yeah, because I must start doing some soon. I am getting a bit low now. What have we got? Timeless. Oh, it could be journey. Timeless journey. Here we go. And that could blend in to that. Yeah, I like that. It makes sense. Here we go. Okay, so I just put a tag in there for now. Okay, actually, the other way around, I think. Put those in there like that. And just put some fibres on, and then let's do this. Right, so I'll leave that there a minute. I won't stick that in until we've done the other side of that. All right, so I'll just put that there for a minute. Okay, because I'll take it out because it's too lumpy. Right. I am gonna, I've got some rabbit stamps, little rabbit stamps. So I thought we could, that'd be quite nice. That means he could be stood up looking over at him. Would be quite nice. What stamps are those? These I get, let's say, Lavina stamps, the UK. These are the ones I got, was it last year at a show? And, no, that's not that one. That must be another stamp. I've got no idea where that is though. Right, let's see. Oh, it's just right. Right, this one's new. So, in that case, I need to stamp it once first. I'm just going to actually use a darker one for that. Yep, that's nice. Yep, perfect. Not bad at all for first time. First impression, actually, clear stamp's not too bad, but years ago, the red, you know, the wooden ones, would have a silicone coating on. And you'd have to stamp them a couple of times before they actually worked. I'm going to put him in first. So I hope it's not too lumpy there. And then I think we're all right. And I'm going to sort of do some green below him, make him look like he's in some grass. Press that. Give it a wobble, but keeping it down. And there you are. Alright, so what I'm going to do here, I'll make sure this is working. Yeah, that's fine. His water pens I got from, this is a UK, Aldi or Lidl, somewhere like that. I mean, they were really reasonable because they're quite dear here. Let's get that out of the way. Right, so I'm going to do sort of like a bit of watercolour in, but I'm just going to, because I haven't got my, have I got my watercolours here? No, I don't think I have. So I am going to start with the lightest. Oh, sorry. And I'm going to use the crayon. Okay. These are the Inktense ones. So I'm just going to sort of make him look like he's in the grass. Yeah, you don't need to press too hard with these at all. And let's go up there a bit. And then drag that out. So we don't want to have too much water. And dry that off a bit. Okay, and now I'm going to just go in a little bit darker here and there. Okay. Right, just going to build up a little bit here. And I'm also going to put him here. So it looks like he's floating somewhere. Like that. Give a bit of an illusion. I don't want it to be, no, just it's literally to suggest he's on grass. And this isn't watercolour paper, so you've got to be a bit careful. So it goes nice and wrinkly. That's why I'm using crayons and not too much water. It's nearly dry, that one. Lost the top already. Oh, put it on top of the pencil. Well, that one's good. Usually I forget to put the tops on the pens. There. Okay. And we need him to say something, don't we? We need something else going on, really. I think a bit of stamping in the background. Let's have a look. All right. Don't need that, really. Oh, some little flowers. There we go. Let's use some of that. Let's get the lighter one. Make sure he's the one that you can see. So everything else is going to be lighter, so it looks like it's in the background. that. And then if you want to say something, I would put it down here. All right, so I'm not going to worry about that now because I haven't got anything to say on that page yet, but I'll think of something. That's sort of, you know, done something with that page. All right, and we're sticking that there. Then we've got to do this spread here, haven't we? So we're sort of going towards the yellows and the greens now. Yeah. Let's put that away a minute. That, and get that out. What I'm going to do is put that one in there. Right, what I'm going to do first, I think, I'm going to ink up that and stick that down like that. Okay, I quite like the way that is. Okay, and for this one, I am going to add some colour with that one there, and I think this one, because I quite like that colour. Yeah, I'll start with the lightest, the yellow. I actually don't think I got much water. Oh, I've got enough for this. All right, and that dilutes it straight away. And because it's a small journal, I can just do that. It's only on the back of there. I'm going to dry it quite quick though. Okay, and then I'm going to put a bit on this side as well. And then dry that off. And let's pick up this. Now a little bit of green. Okay, a little bit green on there somewhere. Just mop that up so there's not much left. Okay, I like that, and we haven't got anything sort of in the middle here, so I've got that spray, haven't I, with not much left that I've been using. So before you do that, cover up there just in case. Like so. Let's dab a little bit away, don't like that. Dry that off. Okay, and then I'm doing the same here. Okay, right. Like that. And we need some up there. No, I think that's all right. I have a little bit of empty space. Ooh, do need a bit down here. And if I can, oh, just get a bit. Oh, sprays are so funny, aren't they? Luckily, these come out really easily. Yeah, that's fine. There we go. And now we do some stenciling and stamping. That's a pocket that I'm going to put in somewhere. There we go. Oh, mop up first. There we go. So yeah, that was really nice actually. It wasn't too strong, but it still don't spray very well. Right, okay. Stenciling. Like that. So I'm doing it, if you notice, I'm doing it the other way around now. Whereas I done it with gesso first last time and then all the work. This time I'm doing it back to front just to show you, to see, you know, to see, show you really another way. And now I'm going to gesso, once that's dry, gesso sort of a bit out in the middle, yeah? And also a little bit out of here, and we'll just see what it creates really. We haven't got any other stamping on there yet, but that's okay. We'll do that in a minute. It's just a way of creating sort of, you know, backgrounds to make things look interesting in your journal. But this is more depth to this than I would normally do. Like I said, it's because of not writing in it, and it's not going to anybody. It's mine. So I'm playing. Right, gesso. I'm having a quick yawn then. Sorry, folks. Right, what I want to do this time is, I might put it on with this. My silicone brush. I've got a bit in the lid, so I think I'll use a bit of that. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to overstamp this now, but I quite like what's going on. Just a little bit up there, I think. It's, just a little bit. Right, let's get the stamps out. So I'm using this text stamp now with the same sort of colour, which is the right way up. Let's give that a bit of a... It picks up nicely on that gesso. I've got to ink around the edges, yeah. All right, let's go down around there. And then a little bit there. That's fine. Where's my numbers? I have a few numbers, I think. One there. One there. One there. There's a little bit too in line, but that's okay. I'm going to do another one on here. Actually, no, I'll do the big one. I'll just pick up a few of those. Like that. Yeah. And then the same here. So, like that. I didn't want it all, you see. Just want a few. Okay, and I am going to put a little bit more gesso in here, okay, to create a tiny bit more space, or negative space I should say. I shall do that with a paintbrush, I think. And just clean my brush off. Right, so I'm going to now go around the edges and darken that down a bit, frame the page. I'm going to use Vintage Photo now, I think. I need a bit of acetate. I mean, I'm doing it on the back of that one here, so that's fine. Right, and then if we had something to say, put it all in there, and then you've got it all framed. Yeah, I quite like that actually, because I am going to put that there. I'm going to cut that down, which I can do now, just to show you. What do we want? Yeah. I actually got some more of this, I think, so let's have a look. Actually going to cut that off, I think. Keep that. And this is just going to be a little tag. Yeah, I think I could do with a bit of green up here. I just feel it's not enough green up there, if you know what I mean. Right, so we shall add it with the watercolour, I think. I got me Tim Holtz things, haven't I? But I'll do it with this today. So I just want a bit of green there, because I do. Oh my gosh, that's so much better already. And a bit here. And I reckon just a bit more here. Spread it out a bit, blending it out into the gesso. Yep, like that. Just got a bit of a straight line there, so I'm just going to put a little bit more there. And if we want any depth of colour after that, we can always use the Tim Holtz crayons, distress crayons. Yeah, but they're packed away at the moment, which is going to go there. Yeah, I'm just going to dry this off so we don't get any wrinkles. This is only missing yarn. Okay. Just a bit too long. It's going to be there. Okay, liking that. So now we can stick down this page, which I'm going to do now. And this will remind me of my first ever junk in the trunk, which I will write in the beginning, in the front somewhere, because this is the first thing we made apart from the things to go in it. So we made those, and then we made this journal. So I'm going to make sure that's there, take it away from the spine a bit, and then stick it onto there. Like these over the edge. Need another bunny somewhere here. I've only got 2 bunnies, we need 3. Definitely got to have another bunny somewhere. You know, I could do, if I find another bunny stamp, I might see if it's a sort of similar size. I know I've got one of the other 3, but they're all sort of jumping, which I suppose I could have that one. Oh, sorry. I'm not sure. Well, he could be like that actually, couldn't he? Yeah, that's going to work. Yeah, I'll do that now before I forget. There, playful, very playful. I always give it a good squash down, only because of what we got, you know, the bulk. there, because sometimes you find it will miss things. But it's actually quite good if you use, for stamping, use your distress inks as well. If you're not going to use any water or anything, use your distress inks, because if you miss a bit, you can go over with, you know, a water brush and you can actually blend it in, which is great for that. Because you can't really over stamp in these sort of things, because it does, you know, unless you're 100% spot on, which is very hard to be. You will find, oh, it must be the other way, because I couldn't get him the right way. But what's going on here? Oh dear. Anyway, he's there. I must have come off that way. Let's see, ran the wrong way. They all ran the wrong way. Right, okay. Yeah, that's almost telling a little story there. If I could tell a story, there's one there. Oh, it doesn't go there. Was he going to cover that? No, I'm going to leave that, aren't we? It's this side. Yeah, that goes in there. Like that. We use one of these small ones, which I think about there would be alright.